Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please take your seats. Paulo's Circus is about to begin.
The circus is coming to town. Paulo's Circus Americano is owned by the Darnell family. They've been in circus for generations, almost 200 years.
We're real circus people, you know what I mean?
Paulo's is on the road for 10 months of the year, living and working together all day, every day. Circus is a lifestyle that can take its toll.
I've been told by doctors I've got lung anxiety.
And the lifestyle is under threat.
Do you treat animals like you're treating me?
You can't talk to them.
You people are crazy in the head!
Paulo's Circus must survive in the most challenging conditions they've ever faced.
How much time would a businessman put into it if he was making no money?
Can the circus and the family stay together?
I don't think it's a future for me.
This summer could be the last time that the circus comes to town. It's June, the start of the summer season, and Paulo's Circus Americano is setting up just outside Bude in Cornwall, where they'll perform for a week.
I'm the boss, but I've got a tent master, which is the guy that looks after the big top, and also I've got a boy manager who's in charge of the boys.
If my dad tells me to do something, I'll do it. If I don't, he's not going to be friends with me. So he's not going to be very happy as a dad and a boss.
It's like permanently camping. Kenny was travelling with his grandfather's show. When I was 16, I jacked in my school in and came with him. I've been travelling now for 28 years.
It is a hard life, but it's got good parts and bad parts. When it's bad, it can be really bad.
There's nothing we love about it.
We just can't get a job anywhere else.
It's in our blood to do this. This is part of us. Someone's got to do it. It might as well be us.
I enjoy travelling around in circus, so no, I couldn't live anywhere else. Maybe when I'm a bit older, I might move into a house or something, you know. Not yet. I'll be doing this till I'm nearly dead, do you know what I mean?
Well, I suppose in a way we're like sort of outsiders, aren't we, really? Coming into the town for a week, you know, and then we're gone again, really. We are different. That's Steel, and that's Frosty. My boys!
After 8 hours, the big top is up. Paulo's Circus has officially arrived.
You all right, gorgeous boy?
All must now get ready for the 2 shows the circus performs each day.
No, good boy, aren't you?
For the ladies, yeah.
Some clowns, they don't put nose. I don't think it's funny.
And it's not long before the first audience of the summer season arrives. It's an audience almost entirely made up of families. Traditional circus has always been best seen through a child's eyes. There are stunt acts. There are aerial acts. And of course, there are clowns, doing the things that clowns do best.
I've got an Arab cross Welsh mountain, and I've got a Shetland pony, and they do a liberty act together. You stand in the middle of the ring, and they trot round you. They change direction, they stand on tubs. They're just showing off how clever they are and how beautiful they are. But I'm a bit biased.
But it's not just a horse act. Amanda has an ace up her sleeve. He's dressed as Spider-Man, but goes by the name of Max.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, meet Max, the only horse riding dog in all of Europe.
So, job done for Max. He's now got a couple of hours of downtime to enjoy. He hands over to Teodora, known to all as Teddi from Bulgaria.
I trained as a gymnast for the first 10 years of my life, since I was 5 until the age of 15, and then I decided to run away with the circus. And it's got to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. I love it.
Teddi's partner on the Silks is the eldest Darnell's son, Kenny Jr. They met when she joined the circus in 2000, when she was 20 and he was 13. 2 years later, they got together.
Teddi moved in with me when I was 15, so the last 8, going to be nearly 9 years, I've had someone around me all the time. Got married when I was 17.
Yeah.
My mum and dad had to sign paperwork to give me permission to get married. They had to make sure it was a legit marriage.
Because I was foreign, he was underage, he looked a bit...
The youngest Darnell boy is Patrick, 18 years old, and for most of those years, he's been Patchy the Clown.
I get paid to be me. What could be more better?
He's always wanted to be clown. When he came home from school, he used to put his clown makeup on. He was always in it. Put him to bed with his clown clothes on. That's all he ever wanted to do.
I used to watch the clowns and then sort of disappear and then come back on when the clowns are on.
The show is held together by the second Darnell son, Ringmaster Lee.
That was rubbish. If there's ever a job that needs to be done, Patrick and Kenny won't do it. So it's always me like, oh, this year you can be the ringmaster, Lee. That was 3 years ago. I'm still the ringmaster now. It wasn't my choice.
Lee was always had his nose in the books, and he'll think things over first before he'll do anything. We never pushed him to do anything.
I was more interested in school than doing stuff like that. I suppose I just want to be normal. Whereas everyone else is like, yeah, I'm circus. I was like, oh, I want to fit in.
During the half-time interval, the biggest act of the show is assembled, the Wheel of Death, a highly dangerous speciality act that only a handful of people in the country can perform.
I think I was about 12 years old when I started to bug my parents that I wanted to do this.
He's always been a climber, hasn't he? Even when he was little, he used to climb out of his pushchair and climb up side poles.
And he just has got no fear at all, has he?
No. He's never had any fear, though, has he?
Not really, no.
In this family circus, most performers have to multitask. Kenny Jr. has swapped the silks for the wheel, partnering up with Lotzi.
We know exactly how many runs we're going to do before we're going to stop. We know how many runs we're going to do before we're going to do the tricks. Got to remember quite a lot in there, and it's got to be almost near perfect. Otherwise, it can cause an injury, an accident, or a death.
Danger is part of circus life, and as soon as Kenny starts his act, Mum Kath has to leave the big top.
Don't watch him. I've never watched him.
Kath saw Kenny fall from 30 feet up in the ring, aged 14, smashing his leg so badly he was in plaster for 5 months.
He went to grab the other side of the strap with his other hand, and he missed, and he fell straight to the ring fence. And all you could hear was me screaming at the front.
Ladies and gentlemen, on the Wheel of Death, the duo Illuminos.
How'd it go?
Good, it went well. Just out of breath. Feel like I've had a shower. This space for 7-8 minutes in the ring. Gotta go back to mine, get changed. Got about 4 minutes. Come out, do the finale, go back to mine, get washed, changed, get round the front, and do it all over again.
It's 10 p.m, the end of a long day. The big top's been put up. 2 shows and 4 hours of performance have come to an end.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We do hope you've had a fantastic time here today. But now from all of us here, it's goodbye. Have a safe journey home. And until next time, may all your days be Circus Day!
Another day, another dollar.
Finally, it's time to relax for what's left of the evening.
Ba-ba-da-bum.
But not for long. The circus generators are switched off to save fuel at midnight sharp. Next morning, and across the site, the circus is slowly waking up. It's a familiar routine for the Darnell family. Just like their dad Kenny, Lee, Patrick and Kenny Jr. have grown up in the circus.
Growing up in the circus, it might seem like a really cool dream for a kid coming from a normal life, coming in and you see all the, say, the magic in the ring. But behind the scenes, it's a completely different life. Sometimes you don't have water, the electric's off.
The circus is always on the road, so a normal childhood for the boys was out of the question.
I did travel in primary school for like 5 years. Every week we got put into a different primary school. Red, green, blue, purple, all different types of school uniforms that we'd kept. So, we had uniforms for whatever school we went to, really. And it was hard. You have to learn to make friends and then leave them at the end of the week and say goodbye.
I always tried to fit in because I hated it when kids used to call you gypsy and stuff like that because I lived in a caravan, but there's nothing wrong with it. They all come holidaying in it now, do you know what I mean? So I just didn't want that side of it, like all the hate towards it and stuff like that. Especially when I go home and like cry to my parents about it and they can't do nothing because it's their job.
I used to get people taking the mick out of me all the time, but, I just coped with it. It wasn't major, not like Kenny.
One day I got beaten up really badly and just left. Came home. And just had, my mum come for me the next day to take me to school. I just said, I'm not going. That was it. I think I was 14.
For some members of the Darnell family, living and working together day in, day out has had repercussions.
I've been told by doctors I've got lung anxiety, problems probably from work, probably from living at work, just the whole stress of it in general.
Kenny and Teddi have a daughter, 4-year-old baby Teddi. She's lived with the circus since she was born, but now Mum and Dad must seriously consider her future.
She's going to be going to school full-time and not living this life. We're in the process of getting ourselves a house, fingers crossed, and I'm going to be leaving the circus. Quite sad about it, but times in your life come when you have to make more important decisions. I wish she can stay here and do what we do and have a good future and good life, but...
I'd like her to finish school and have the best chances at everything before she makes her mind up, rather than being brought up in this life. And it's sort of something you're going to stay on if you've been brought up into it.
It's a tough decision, one that will split up the family. Kenny will be on the road with the circus, his wife and daughter will be in a house.
It's going to be very hard. I'm so not prepared for it at all.
I could have nobody to sit with at night. I don't sleep in the bedroom when I'm alone. I sleep in the living room. I sleep with all the lights on and the telly on every night. And I don't put myself to sleep. I just, when I fall asleep is when I go, it could be 3, 4 in the morning, sleep for a few hours and do the game.
He's not very good at being on his own, not at all. I'm a bit scared for him as well.
The summer season has only just started, but there are tough times ahead.
You treat animals like this? Do you treat animals like you're treating me?
You can't talk to them.
You people are crazy in the head!
And things could get a whole lot worse.
I don't think it's a future for me.
Paulo's Circus has just started its summer season, which will hopefully bring big audiences and enough money to survive through the quieter winter months. Next stop is Newquay, where they'll settle in for 8 weeks. So, as another show ends and the crowds leave, the hard work really starts. The troops are marshalled by Big Kenny. In fact, there's nothing Big Kenny likes more than a bit of marshalling.
Can't you fucking see? Go up with this one, look! You're bending all the fucking king pole!
He's nice when he's nice, and when he's horrible, he's really horrible.
I don't think I'm that bad of a boss. I can flip sometimes. Get another fucking cable! Ben, go a little bit faster, just show a bit more speed, for Christ's sake. Fucking wander around like a fucking blimp.
My dad owns a circus, but he gives us the hardest seats, so...
Good boy.
It's all hands on deck with the performers and crew mucking in with the move. It's a well-oiled machine.
Did this lorry just not start? Oh no, it started.
All packed up and on the road. The 80-mile move to Newquay will take 2 round trips and most of the night, but there's always something to look forward to when you're moving on.
Going to a new town and new place for the horses, you know, new grass and everything, new people.
Eight hours later, at 1 a.m, the final lorries and caravans arrive. Time to settle in and set up home.
It gets heavier every week. Can't find the bottom.
It's heavy when you haven't eaten.
I've had my own caravan since I was about 13, so I'm used to living on my own. I can do what I want, when I want, how I want, wherever I want.
Paulo's Circus Americano has spent the last 9 summer seasons in Newquay. They love it here.
You feel refreshed when you get to Newquay. It's like, yeah, come on, we're going to have a good summer, we're going to have a good summer.
It's like a seaside resort, so they have new people coming every week.
There's a positive feeling in the air, but Big Kenny's not a man to count his chickens.
This year's a funny year, we don't know. It was down last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Determined to make sure they have a bumper summer this year, Kenny has sent a publicity team into town, spearheaded by Patchy the Clown.
I always wanted to go into town dressed as a clown. Yeah? I just think it's brilliant. But the problem is today, we've got Boba Fett, Darth Vader and the monkey, so no one's really paying attention to me, I'm blending in. At the end of the day, I'm doing this, giving out discount vouchers, brings people into the circus, and which means people come to the circus, which means I get paid.
Go on in.
Patchy's priority is to bring in the crowds, but for brother Kenny, Newquay is all about finding a home for wife Teddi and daughter baby Teddi. They're leaving the circus so baby Teddi can go to school full-time.
It's going to be me on my own. Kenny's only going to come and visit. So I need to feel comfortable and know people and be able to go out and know the place and know everybody. It's quite nice and cozy so far. Hey, that can be your bedroom. Yeah, you excited?
So school's within 5 minutes of this place, really.
Can we manage the rent and everything else?
Yeah.
All right then.
Yeah?
Decided?
Okay.
Mom, the building have house.
Oh God. And it's all happening so fast, it's a bit weird. It's gonna be okay though.
As Kenny and Teddy contemplate a life apart, Lee is reunited with his fiancée Sarah. She's a local girl who's training to be a veterinary nurse, but the two of them have big plans.
Well, I want us to get married next September, and then by the end of the circus season then, which is November, I want him to come and leave the circus and come home with me.
Not blunt about it, not nice about it. It's really like...
Blunt, yeah. I think I don't want to be married to you. I don't want to be married and have my husband live away from me. I don't want to take him away from his family. It's not that.
It's hard because, not just because of that, I mean, it's not I'm afraid, but I'm afraid. If you understand what I mean, like, I've done this, I've been in circus for 21 years, all my whole life, not necessarily performing, but... And then coming out to being normal. It's a big step.
A big step it might be, but as yet, Lee's mum and dad don't even know he's even thinking of leaving the circus. Paulo's run in Newquay is underway, but there's always time for last-minute rehearsals and preparation.
I need to practice more.
Patchy the Clown takes his craft very seriously.
Boom. That's how you spin a plate. I got serious being a clown in the past 2 years. I think people are paying money to come see a professional show, and that's what they should get.
Patchy is a full-time professional clown and one with a clear sense of hierarchy.
if you're a party clown, don't come up to me and ask me if you can join the circus, because it's going to be a definite no.
And Amanda is just as serious about the circus. She might not be part of the Darnell family, but it's in her blood.
My family's been in circus for 5 generations. My grandmother was a ballerina on horseback, and my grandfather was a strongman.
Amanda's days are spent training and working with her animals. The stables are mucked out and cleaned.
A lot of shit for a Shetland, isn't there? Love this shovel, it's brilliant.
And the horses are washed, preened and prepared for the evening's performances. In addition to the horse training, Amanda, now 47, also works the trapeze, an act that includes her signature move. While suspended 30 feet in the air and upside down, Amanda must get her feet in and out of loops. There is no safety net. It's called the Walk of Doom.
I learnt that in a chicken shed in Ireland, you know. I just tied him onto this pole, just got on with it. And then I was stuck. I couldn't get up. And it was a concrete floor, and I thought, well, if I don't get up, I'm going to land on the floor and hurt myself. So I managed to pull myself up, and things you do, eh? Mad.
Her only help comes in the shape of Pepito the clown, her boyfriend Victor. Victor hails from a circus family in Portugal, where he made a name for himself with his goat act.
I got 6 goats in Portugal. They work perfect. I'm a goat man. You know, to training goats, I'm perfect to goat animals.
Both animal lovers and hailing from circus families, Amanda and Victor are dedicated to improving their acts. Joining Steele the horse, Frosty the pony and Max the dog are 4 new horses.
Lots of rewards, lots of food and lots of love. That's the proof is in these, you know. Considering they were in a field, just over a month ago, wild, you know. They haven't done too bad, have they? No. This is what really annoys you about, circus animals, because they are so well looked after. You know, we don't have animals to neglect them. You know, what's the point?
Animals in circus is a contentious issue. Many people are against it, which is why, in the half-time interval, Amanda asks the audience their thoughts on the whole subject.
Thank you. It's just 3 questions, yes, no, and there's 3 at the bottom for somebody else, all right? Would you like to take one of those home? Thank you.
You look quite miserable, to be fair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you like to come and see them after the show? I don't think my horses are miserable.
Well, they're your horses, but
yes, they are.
I see a lot of them
and
on a
they're
daily basis.
very well looked after, thank you. Extremely well looked after. God, unbelievable, isn't it?
That is very frustrating. I've just worked the horses and then I get changed and I have to come out and sort of defend myself, if you like. And I think that's a little bit stupid, really.
Circus booking office, how can I help? We finish about 5 to 10. Thank you, bye-bye. 59 altogether, please. Children can come in for £6, and that's not too expensive to see a 2-hour live show, really. And adults can get in for £8, so... We still get a moan at those prices, but it's only just over a price of a packet of cigarettes, really, when you think about it.
Last year in Newquay, ticket sales were down, so as the schools break up for the summer, everyone hopes this year the publicity has paid off. Entertaining the crowds is what the Darnell family has been doing for generations.
My parents was involved in the circus, my grandparents, my great-grandparents, and their parents, so. There was no TV, no satellite, so the circus was the main thing.
Over the last 60 years in the UK, the number of circuses has fallen from over 50 to near 10.
That's how the business used to be, look. Queues and queues, look.
There's a weight of responsibility felt by Big Kenny, family heritage and a way of life that he's desperate to hold on to.
I'm the last one with our own circus in my family. It would be horrible to think that we'd given it up when we're We're real circus people, you know what I mean?
It's like an obligation, you know. It's family at the end of the day, and it's this business and life that's taken care of us for all our lives and given us everything we've wanted.
That's what me and Sarah have been talking about it for a while, about moving on and stuff like that. Because I don't want them to stop the show if I leave, but I don't think it'll continue if I leave. That's why the decision is really hard for me to make.
Would you love your boys to take your circus on?
I would love for him to do it.
In an ideal world, yeah. But we don't live in an ideal world, do we?
Next morning, and clearly the publicity drive has attracted some unwelcome visitors in the form of animal rights protesters.
Do you have any animals at home? Because I bet if you have a hamster, you're going to keep it in a cage, right? You're not going to let it run around your house.
Why are you against my horses that I treat extremely well and look after?
We're not against your horses, are we? We're against the exploitation of animals.
But they're not exploited in any way. They're extremely well looked after and they're shown off to their best ability.
Is that really
trotting round a circus ring, trotting round a circus ring and being extremely clever in what they do and enjoying what they do. And if they didn't want to do it, excuse me, can I just tell you, please?
You get a dog to dress up in a funny outfit
they're
and ride
actually,
on top of the horse.
she's not listening. You see, you can't talk to them. You can't talk to them.
Right, now listen. You do have a survey asking for wild animals to be allowed to
It's not wild animals, it's exotic animals, which is camels, llamas.
Oh, right, and
it's exotic animals,
right?
It's
camels and llamas in circuses is ideal, is it?
Why not?
I'm very insulted with you people. My family are bareback riders all the way back to the 18th century.
Bareback riders?
all the way back to the 18th century. And you're out here laughing in my face.
You are dressed as a clown. Can you not see the irony?
You look like a clown stood out here going, oh, stop the animals. You people are crazy in the head.
You think I'm going to believe you treat your animals well when you do this to me?
Need to eat as well, you know that? You want to see my animals there?
Do you treat your animals like this? Do you treat your animals like you're treating me?
No,
do you think this is acceptable?
So we brought a horse and a pony.
Saved from a glue factory.
That's it. Saved from a glue factory, if you want to say that, or a
Why
dog
have you
bone
got
factory.
a survey in sport of keeping wild animals then? After
Because
what's
that's what we
happened?
want to do. We want to see now how many people actually do want the animals.
You're standing outside my home and my workplace.
The standoff continues as the police arrive.
They're idiots.
We're not cruel for the animals, you know. We love them, we kiss them, you know. That's the thing. You know, we live all day with our animals, so I don't think it's wrong that anyone can have a horse. That's the thing.
To see a horse trotting round the ring, spotlessly clean and looking gorgeous, isn't that what every little kid's dream is? Isn't it? Every little girl's dream is to see that, I think. But they are what they are, and they've really upset me. They've upset me because they won't listen to reason.
It's mid-August and Paulo's Circus is halfway through its run in Newquay. School holidays are at their peak. It's a time that should line pockets for the rest of the year.
Normally you could guarantee that the 6 weeks in the summer you was going to do real good business, and get you through the winter and that. But this year it's just there's no pattern to it at all.
Holiday-making families are here. On the beach and in the town, they're everywhere. But what holiday spending money they do have, they seem to be spending on other things.
I've never seen the roundabout. It looks so quiet on a Saturday. It's crap at the moment. Not much you can do. We put out millions of tickets through the course of a year, and like the discount ones, and hundreds of thousands of posters, and if they've got no money, they're not going to come in, are they?
But how long can you keep going at that level?
Well, it depends how much it means to you, doesn't it? It's not a business really, it's a way of life, isn't it? So, difficult to say. How much time would a businessman put into it if he was making no money?
To keep costs down, at Paulo's everyone's responsible for various jobs. Amanda's front of house before the show, but horse trainer during it. Borry from Hungary works high up on the cube in the show, but sells chips and hot dogs at half time. And when the audiences are small, Ben, on lighting and sound, has a few tricks up his sleeve.
A smaller chair with a larger chair. Quite quiet, just blended in with what's there. People tend to think that's actually the audience.
And during the show, he helps the audience to play their part. Summer in Newquay gives Kenny Jr. a chance to spend some quality time with his daughter.
Come on. Well done, you caught a fish.
But summer will soon end. The schools go back in a week's time, and Kenny's wife and daughter will leave the caravan to settle in a house. Thoughts of the imminent separation are playing on Kenny's mind.
It's slowly becoming my worst nightmare. If I've got to leave my wife and kid, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be really lonely and empty. You know, we are leaving each other. I'm going to be in a completely different place. She's going to be, you know, taking little Teddy to school. I won't be there for any of it. I won't be there to see her. I have very little time to come home. It's going to be fucking horrible.
As Kenny contemplates separation from his wife and child, Lee and his fiancée Sarah contemplate marriage and his plan to leave the circus for good. Sarah has found a church that she's desperate to get married in. This morning, the couple are hoping to convince the vicar to marry them. They need to impress, so have dressed up in their Sunday best.
I'm a bit nervous.
You all right?
Ooh, scared.
They're even half an hour early.
Have you bought change?
I've got some money.
Okay.
I'll put a £5 in. That is all.
I don't bet any more than a couple of pounds.
Shut up.
I really want to get married here, that's the thing. This is the bad thing. I so want to get married here, so I don't want to do anything to ruin it. And never me. I'll just say something and it'll be like, oh! You're supposed to look happy and cheerful like everyone else that comes in. not like,
too happy.
Like, good morning. Yeah, no, because Christ is dead, so it's a bit horrible. See? I just can't help myself.
Now's the time to make a good first impression. The vicar has to find out if they are eligible to be married at his church and pops out to see them.
So how long is the circus here for?
10 weeks this year.
Yes. So if it's here for 10 weeks, that will be within 3 months of your wedding, yes?
Yeah.
So what we do is when you're living there, we call your banns of marriage. You'll be living in the parish. Simple. I will email you in a minute our marriage preparation pack at hotmail.co.uk.
Yeah.
I'm sending you the link to our website. Hi guys, not ignoring you. Hello, all right. Okay. Yeah. Join us on Facebook.
Will do.
Yes.
Not sitting in anyone's chair or anything, are we?
No.
They're in. Now all they need is the right slot for the wedding on their chosen day next September.
Morning or afternoon? You could do 3:30.
Yeah.
3:30?
Yeah.
It's a 3:30 wedding. Okay. What you then do is you just roll everything into one. You don't have that horrible hiatus of bride and groom disappearing for an hour.
Oh, well, we want that.
Lee and Sarah can now start to imagine a life outside the circus. It would be a more normal life, but a strange one for Lee.
Cleave the skies with shouts of praise. Sing to him who found the ransom, ancient of eternal day.
Very, very ladylike.
To circus folk, members of the public are called jossers, and while Lee may be considering joining their ranks, Amanda would never entertain the idea.
That's sacrilege. Don't say that. No, listen, there's nothing wrong with being a josser if that's what you want to do. Everyone's do what they want to do, isn't it? But it's not my life. It's not what I want. You know, this is what I want. I'm passionate about my horses, as you know, and my trapeze. Can't do the trapeze forever, can I? But at the moment, I'm doing it and I'm enjoying it. I'm in a bit of pain, but my back and everything. But you've got to Got to keep going for as long as you can, haven't you?
And for those contemplating a life outside Circus, Amanda has some advice.
The circus environment is so secure and warm and comfortable, and I think perhaps they think the outside world is the same, and it's frankly not. Do you know what I'm saying? It's a big wide world out there, and it's not as hunky-dory as some may think.
A life outside Circus is just what Lee is imagining for himself, even though it could cause the closure of Paulo's. He's told his brothers, but so far, not his parents.
The thing is, Mum's all right with it. It's just Dad, he gets touchy with this.
It's circus blood, isn't it?
You know, whatever is going to happen, he's going to be in a mood, right?
Yeah,
but he's got to learn to accept it one way or another. It's something we're never going to escape from.
No, it's not.
We've had nearly 200 years of family do it, and we've had family leave it and family come back from it.
Yeah, everyone does it. Everyone in Circus does it, and I guarantee he'll be back someday doing something.
I won't. I'm not gonna, because it's not what I want to do.
What are you going to do if you leave?
I'm going to do my security course this year, and that'll push me a bit more. In September sometime I'm going to do it. And get a job as a security guard, and I like work in a shopping centre or something like that. Oh, what are you laughing at?
I'm not laughing like that. It's just like, wow, what a change of life.
What about you?
What you got in plan then?
I don't know, man. I'm going to stay in Circus.
You got no woman in the moment, you got no child.
Oh, come on.
You got no ties.
Don't be that hard.
What's your plan then? You going to stay on the show?
No, I'm going to stay on the show until it closes. Look at all these people sat below us, right? Probably works in Tesco's, an accountant, works in an office, a receptionist, whatever.
Looks half of them could be millionaires.
Yeah, they could be. I always look at it this way. Look, it is annoying as it is just so annoying. But it's like living a rock star life. You get paid to get toured. You pay to tour and perform.
Yeah, I know, but I've done it. I've done it, dude.
You've done it for years.
21 years old now. I'm nearly 22. You're nearly 24. Teddi's 18. He's going to be 19 soon.
We're still living at home.
Pretty much.
That's pathetic.
Audience numbers that started badly in Newquay are now dwindling even further.
Bad year.
It is a bad year.
This is the worst year.
Well, last year we thought it was bad, didn't we? 2010. But this year's been a disaster.
And to top it all, Patchy has now gone down with clown flu.
It's killing me. If it's worse than this tomorrow, I ain't clowning. I can't do it.
But when you're one clown down, there is a man who can step into the big shoes. It's Dad.
But the show's got to go on, and that's it, you know.
Is he any good?
Yeah, he's the world's strongest strong man in the world.
Up to now, for the Darnell family, the show has always come first. But for Lee, things are changing.
When I dream at night, I'm dreaming like I'm a security guard and stuff like that, so it obviously is subconsciously there, isn't it? How can you be happy when you're not making enough money to pay the people that you work with? You can't be happy about that. It's hard to explain. I don't want to tell him when he's in a bad mood, because you know what it's like when he's in a bad mood. And I don't want to tell him to be in a good mood, because I don't want to put him into a bad mood.
Lee holds the future of the family's circus and the family's way of life in his hands.
You gotta think about yourself. You never think about yourself, Lee. Every time they say, can you do this, can you do that, you drop it. You do everything for them. You just need to say, look, this is it.
For Paulo's circus, the summer season is coming to an end. The final chance at cashing in on the Newquay tourists is August bank holiday, but the council has already taken down its posters.
And ours have been up since the last week in June. Just before the bank holiday, when we want people to know we're here, when we might take some money, and they do that. Yeah.
Because we live in a caravan, we're a nobody. And that's the top and tail of it.
The bank holiday comes and goes. Soon, Big Kenny and Kath will have to tot up the figures to see just how bad business has been this year and the implications.
Those were the figures from last year and all the ones from this year, and then I don't think we can cut back any more. We've really cut back this year, haven't we?
Yeah, I think we've just got to soldier through it now, you know what I mean? So we can't have any less people than we've got working for us.
I think circus is like fashion, and I think goes round in circles. And I think it'll be better, actually. I think we just have to ride the storm at the moment, you know, and get through it.
It's goodbye, have a safe journey home, and until next time, may all your days be Circus Day!
The season comes to an end. All must now weigh up their options and their plans.
But when it doesn't work like this year with everything, with the money down and that, sometimes I begin to think, oh, what's happening? What am I doing here?
If this is going down, I need to get a real job. I don't want to end up in a supermarket or something. I got talent.
I'll try not to think about it as it being my last year too much, because it makes me a bit sad.
We just have to keep believing in what we do and keep going. And this is my life and I love it and I'm very proud of it.
And in a few days' time, for the first time since he was 15, Kenny Jr. will be living on his own.
That's a scary thought.
Just to be alone is one thing, and to be alone and having still this pressure on me is going to be even worse. Although my mum and dad seem to think it's all fucking like tickety-boo and easy and we've got it simple, we don't.
Lee has to tell his dad he wants to leave the circus. So with fiancée Sarah by his side, they take Big Kenny to the pub. It's a tough conversation to start.
Future.
Back to the Future.
You know what I mean?
Don't know.
Show and stuff like that.
Is that what we're meant to be talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. Because now I'm getting married to Sarah and stuff like that, and I want to start a family and stuff like that. I don't think I'll be on the show for much longer.
I know it'd upset you if he did leave, but
you've all got your own lives. I'm not going to stop you from doing whatever you want.
You feel like, oh no, I'm abandoning you, because I'm not abandoning you, and Sarah's not taking me away from you. I don't want you to think that.
Have I ever said that?
No, but I don't want you to
There you
think
go.
that.
when do you think he's on about leaving?
Hey?
When do you think he's on about leaving?
I don't know. When's he on about leaving?
End of next year.
Oh, it's a long way off yet, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot could happen between now and next year, couldn't it?
Exactly what I said to Sarah.
It could be really, really bad business next year.
And it could be just next year. We can...
And that might be it, you don't know.
But then what happens if the show has a really good year? Are you going to stay on an extra year? Now this is what annoys me.
You might find that you might not want to settle down.
No,
You don't know. It's the same as me.
I feel like I do.
You should never say never about anything.
No, I'm not.
You
This
should
is
never
exactly
say
what I
never,
said, I'm not set in
I'm going to
stone,
leave and I'm not going to leave.
I already said, if you close the show, I'm never doing Circus again. That is a never, because it's not what I want to do. But the way it's looking, it's going to be like the end of next year.
So yeah.
So you cool with that if I leave?
If you leave, you leave, don't you? There's not much
Yeah,
you
but
can do
you
about
can-
it.
you can voice your opinion about it.
Exactly. I don't want you to be
Well,
like, I
then,
don't want you.
I haven't got an opinion, really. I mean,
should have.
I'm going to go and get another pint.
Dad.
Ooh. Big lump. I'm not kissing her.
You think this is a joke?
I told you. You only hear stuff that once.
Oh.
I'll take that.
Yeah, but you don't make it any easier. Oh, it's not set in stone, it's not set in stone. Anything can happen from now till then.
Yes, it
Just
can.
trying to cream it over for him.
No. Shut up.
You know it's true.
It's not been horrible to me.
I don't think it'll be as easy as they think it's going to be. It is quite... I mean, this is a tough life. This is a tough life. But I think out there it's quite tough as well.
1 minute, Lee's like, oh, yeah, I'm leaving at the end of the year. And then 2 minutes later, he's like, oh, it's not set in stone, it's not set in stone. It's upset me more than anything. Because then I think, actually, is he going to do it? When the time comes, is it going to happen? It's not, is it? He's not going to want to leave the show at all. This gets me upset. I actually just want to tell him to come now, to prove to me that he will. But I can't, because I'd never do that to him. But he's not going to leave, is he?
Like Lee said, it's never, he'll ever not come back again. You don't know, you know. But it depends if we've still got the show going and he wants to come back.
The lure of the outside world and the need for a more normal life threatens to pull the family apart and threatens the very existence of Paulo's circus. But blood ties are the hardest to break.
Me and my brothers clearly don't want to carry this on for, too many more years. If not, maybe another year. It seems like this is still trying to drag us back into it and won't let us leave.